Hello, this is Gihan Pereira. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to talk today about how to keep up with technology that's changing faster and faster, especially with things like AI that seems to be changing every month, every week, every day almost. And in fact, this question came up recently when I was running a workshop in Melbourne for leaders about AI. So looking at some of the leadership and governance issues around using AI. And one of the participants was a senior partner at a law firm in Melbourne. Towards the end of the workshop, he said, look, we've talked about a lot of technology here, how much has changed, how much is going to continue changing. What I want to know is, how do we know when it's ready? How do we know what technology to adopt? How do we know that it's going to work for us? And how do we know that something better isn't going to come along tomorrow? And it's quite a valid question, isn't it? Because whenever you're looking at adopting any new technology, whether it's AI platforms or something else, you're going to invest a lot in it. And it's not just the cost that you pay for it. It's also the investment in time, in integrating it into your systems, changing your workflows, training your staff, bringing your data into the new system, getting people working in a different way and making the most of it. So there's a significant investment. So when you make that investment, you want to know that you're investing in something that's going to serve you well for a few years, right? Or is that true? I reckon that's the way it used to be. In the past, you would spend a lot of time evaluating a system before deciding to invest in it, and then you would invest in it and take the time to put it into place because it was going to serve you well for years, maybe even decades. But that's not true anymore. And I reckon we need to change our mindset about how we adopt things and how we switch. Because now things are changing so quickly that sometimes you need to bite the bullet and change something that you've invested in. And, young people do this all the time. I remember talking with my stepdaughter, Abby. She was in high school then. She was about 17. And she and her friends used Snapchat a lot. And I was really interested in finding out how they were using it. And I remember at one time saying to her, Abs, I've seen that Snapchat have got these new filters that let you, location filters. Are you using them and how are you using them? And she said, oh, no. My friends and I, we don't use Snapchat anymore because Instagram has got this new stories feature and it's so much better. So we've all switched from Snapchat to Instagram. And I thought, isn't that interesting? When was the last time I made such a big switch from one platform to a completely different platform and brought everybody else along on that journey? And I think that's something that we need to do, especially if we're leaders and we've got a lot of experience in doing things the old way. We need to really make a conscious effort to be willing to switch when it's the right time to do so. And it doesn't mean that you switch every time something new comes along, but if it's significantly better, you should be considering it. So I call this the scan, select and switch cycle. So first you scan to see what's out there when you're choosing some technology or some system for the first time, and then you select it. And then you invest in making the most of it right now. But you don't stop there. You continue scanning. You still look around for other options. And if something comes along that's significantly better, you should switch. You may have to grit your teeth to do that because you've invested so much time, money, energy, and resources in the old system. But if the new system is significantly better, you should switch. And I reckon for all of us as leaders, we're probably not switching as often as we should. You don't have to switch every time, but we're probably not switching as often as we should. And especially with something like AI, where the technology is growing and evolving and improving so quickly, we've got to be willing to invest in it now, but also understand that we should be switching when something significantly better comes along. So when as a leader, we talk about a lot of challenges that you might face with AI, and the people often talk about things like privacy, security, confidentiality. And look, these are really important things. But one of the other challenges is this idea of when to adopt and when to switch. If you'd like to know more about this, I'm running a free public online presentation, a masterclass about AI for leaders. So you'll find the link to register here, and it is open to everybody, so feel free to share it with other people in your team and network as well. And we'll look at some of the leadership and governance issues around using AI in your team and in your organization. I'm sure you'll get value from it. I'll see you in the future.